Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome to Learn to Freestyle. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to do the Paul Pogba around the world variation, which he just posted. I thought I'd make a video on this because the technique is quite interesting. It's not a variation that you see very often, and I figured a lot of people would want to give it a try for themselves. So if you haven't seen it, here is what it looks like. So before I analyze the trick, please leave a thumbs up on this video if you want to see more of these breakdowns and also some more tutorials, and subscribe as well. So whilst this lockdown is going on, a lot of professional footballers are posting up their freestyle skills, and it's interesting to see because some of the moves are quite unusual, like this one from Paul Pogba. So if we take a look at it again, he kicks the ball up to about knee height and he lets it come down and drop into a toe bounce. But when he does the toe bounce, he doesn't bring his foot over, he just does a standalone toe bounce to the side, and he pushes it to the side so that he can go straight into and around the world. And the interesting thing here, and I think what makes the trick look impressive for a lot of people, is that the around the world he does is an outside around the world. Now if you did an inside around the world here, it'd be a lot easier and it would flow a lot better in my opinion, but he's obviously going for that surprise factor, and you can tell when he gets to the end of the around the world, he really has to curl his toes up and adjust his body and his positioning, because to be honest with you, this is not an easy trick. It's very simple when you think about it, but the fact that he's doing the outside around the world, it goes against the way that the ball is spinning, and that is what makes it tricky. So in my opinion, there are 3 tricks that you should get familiar with before trying this variation. The first one, of course, is an outside around the world. Make sure that you're good at that. The second one is a toe bounce. And the third one is spin magic, because he actually uses the spin magic technique here, because when it comes off his toe, it goes to the side, and he's basically just using that toe bounce to set himself up for the around the world. So the first thing you want to practice here is just that toe bounce. Hold the ball in your hands, drop it down to your toe, and then try and catch it again or start juggling. This is quite simple. All you need to do is dig your heel into the ground, keep a nice firm stature, and lift your toes up as the ball reaches your foot. And you want to be practicing this on your weaker side, because obviously the around the world part is the hardest part, and you'll want to do that with your stronger foot. So bear that in mind. So once you're used to that, the next part is you're going to be practicing the setup for the around the world. So like I said before, he's actually using this toe bounce to push the ball to the side. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to drop it down, and instead of like flicking your toes all the way up so that the ball comes directly up, you kind of want to like push it to the side. And you do that by not lifting your toes so high. And the most important thing is the placement of the ball. So when it comes down, you want it to hit to the side of your foot to push it out. So if you hit it on the top, it will come back up. If you hit it to the side, it will go to the side. And it's important that you want to try and keep the ball in the air, because if it hits your toe and then starts rolling across the floor, that means you've missed it and you've not made a good connection. So you want it to go into the air slightly and slightly away from you. So really work on this and practice it as much as you can, because it's the most important part of the trick, and that's what gives it the illusion, and that's what makes it look good. So moving on, what you'll find is with this trick is that the around the world is going to be more difficult than normal. And what you can do to prepare yourself for this is practice an around the world, but from a slightly higher drop, because in the video, he drops it down from his knee height, basically it hits his toe, then he does the around the world. You can try this, but without the toe bounce. So you kick it up, so it goes up to your knee, let it drop down, and then try and do an around the world. Now, because the ball is coming from a higher height, you can't really push through it like you normally would to give yourself that advantage. What you're gonna have to do instead is just kind of clip it. So really focus on making the connection on the side of the ball and making a light touch with your smaller toes. And the ball won't go as high as it normally does because you're not pushing through it, you're just clipping it, and that means you need to be a bit quicker to come round. And you're going to find it a bit harder to actually land the around the world because, like in the video, you can see that he's really stretching to complete the move, because what you'll find is that when you try this, you're going to end up hitting it away, and it can take some getting used to. So once you've tried all those steps, you can try the full trick for yourself. The only thing I'd say here is be patient and think about the way that your foot is coming in, because you're going to do the toe bounce and your around the world foot needs to be set behind you, and it's going to come in from behind almost, and then you're going to clip it and then go round. And that is what is tricky. And that's what's strange about this variation, because it goes against everything that feels natural. Like I said before, if you do an inside around the world, and you can try that because it will be an easier variation, it's the same trick, but the around the world is going the other way, you'll notice that you'll be able to push up, you'll be able to lift the ball up, the spin is going the same way as your foot, and it becomes a lot easier. So maybe give that variation a try as well. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you want to see some more tutorial requests, just drop them below and I'll try it and do my best to get them done. Subscribe for more videos and check out learntofreestyle.com. I have a course there for beginners. So if you're looking to really get into freestyle, definitely check that out. And that's it, man. Enjoy that trick. Big ups to Paul Pogba for the move. It's cool to see him getting involved in freestyle in that way. And I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.